Sonia came from China last summer to live with her aunt. She didn't know anyone. She decided to meet people through personals in the China Sun. 發生咩事？
我寫封信俾佢，佢即刻回覆。佢話佢北京嚟。I
wrote him a letter. He wrote back right away. He said that he was an engineer from Beijing. We wrote 3 or 4 times a week. He sounded as lonely as I was.
How did they arrange to meet?
你哋打算點樣見面？
我哋約咗喺街邊間餐廳度。
We were going to have dinner at a restaurant close by, but when I arrived, it was all lies.
我未做啲咁嘅嘢啊！我冇諗到人哋會係咁呃我。
擔心，我哋會幫你。
What does that mean, all lies?
佢講咩大話？
佢唔係中國人嚟嘅，佢係黑人嚟嘅。
She says he wasn't Chinese. He was black.
How many African-American males speak and write Chinese well enough to fool a native speaker?
Well, he could be a student, or work at the World Bank, or the UN, or...
Why lie about being Chinese?
Because he knows she'll never go out with him if he's not. And then he expects that once they've met, she'll be so taken with him that his ethnicity won't matter. Her reaction to his race is what sets him off.
The P.O. box he used was a cash deal. Personal ad was done over the phone. He used a stolen credit card.
What are we missing? I mean, here's a guy who immerses himself into another culture, masters the language, lies about his own ethnicity.
Then destroys the very culture that he's imitated. Why?
He's chosen a culture that's traditionally insular, particularly among the older generation. I know that if my sister dated a black man, my parents would have strongly objected. Some geneticists theorize that violence is inherited.
Oh, that's right. It's not my fault. I was just born to kill.
It's a theory.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's another way for people not to take responsibility for their actions.
Let's find the guy first. We can discuss the Human Genome Project later.
Do you know why I'm here, Daryl?
See if I'm crazy.
To see if you're competent to stand trial. Why, do you think that you're crazy?
If I say no, I get the death penalty, right?
Usually the lawyers let me make the diagnosis, not the defendant, but I'm just wondering what you think.
You're Chinese.
Why, yes, I am.
So am I.
Actually, you're half Chinese, aren't you?
You're 特级.
You think that I'm the privileged and spoiled landowner? Isn't that what the native Chinese call the American-born Chinese? But you're American-born as well, aren't you? Was it difficult for you growing up in Chinatown?
No.
You speak the language very well. You know the customs probably better than I do. But I imagine for many people in Chinatown, you were still an outcast.
Didn't bother me.
The kids probably picked on you when you were growing up. That must have been difficult. Even your own family must have treated you differently. What do you know about your father?
Enough.
How old were you when you found out that he'd raped your mom?
I don't remember. Young. My mother's mother told me.
Why did she tell you that?
Hug away.
Black devil. She called you that?
It doesn't matter.
What about your father? How do you feel about your father?
I'm nothing like him.
Look at what you've done, Daryl. Your whole life you've tried not to be like him, but you're violent, you hurt people, you raped them, like father, like son. Come in.
Hey. Verdict came in on the Daryl Huang case. He's guilty on all charges.
I heard. That was a tough case for me. Seems to have been a tough case for you as well.
My mother was a rape victim. She got pregnant, she had me. So, yeah, it was personal. I think I'd be lying if I didn't admit that that's probably the biggest reason that I decided to become a cop, you know, to join SVU. I used to think that it was because I wanted to do something good, you know, make a difference.
But you're questioning those reasons now?
I don't know, you know, I mean, look at my job. I have to be aggressive, even violent.
And you think that makes you like Daryl Guan?
Well, look at Daryl Guan. I keep trying to convince myself that he had a choice. You know, be a rapist, don't be a rapist. Be violent, don't be violent. But if he had this aggression inside him, even violence, then does he have a choice? Does anyone?
You don't hurt people, Olivia. You protect them. You're proof that we do have a choice.
Or maybe I'm just lucky.
Maybe he's not your perp.
Or he doesn't want a new partner. Cousin Carl gave him up last time. It's safer to work solo.
I don't think so. Rapists team up because they feed off each other. Ray needs an audience to perform.
Then why is he doing it alone?
If Ray is the rapist, I'd say his first rape was an act of sexual release.
After 20 years in prison, that's a powerful urge. He gets off the bus, jumps the first girl he sees.
Sooner or later, Ray's going to return to his old pattern. It's too fused with his sexuality to change.
So when's Ray gonna pick a new partner?
When he finds one who meets his needs. Elliot being available is not enough. He needs to make himself attractive to Ray. Ray is going to look for a submissive partner, one who's a risk taker, impulsive, but not a threat to his authority. We've got to give Elliot the opportunity to show Ray that he's the right guy.
I want to be pulled out. I'll ask to be pulled out. If I want to see you, I'll ask to see you.
I need to brief you.
I'll ask for a briefing if I think I need one.
Elliot, are you okay?
What do you want to tell me?
The treatment group meets tonight.
Okay, I know how rapists act. Thank you.
In interrogation, but not with each other. They're predators. They know how to read people. You're never going to fool them, or the therapist.
That therapist, let me tell you about the therapist. Those guys got him wrapped around their finger. He's an idiot.
Well, I checked with the idiot, and he's administering a diagnostic test before the session tonight. Do you know how to beat it?
What kind of test?
A sexual interest assessment.
The Peter meter.
Similar, but without the penile cuff. He's going to show you some pictures of women, men, small children, teenagers. Suggestive, but not explicit.
That's it? Okay, so I'll pick the teenage girls. This test is a joke. You don't think those guys aren't going to lie?
The test ignores the numerical response. It times how long you took to look at each image.
Okay, what else are they going to ask me?